You've probably spent years thinking you understand women, maybe even thought you had them figured out. But here's the truth most men never hear. Women have cracks, hidden vulnerabilities that are invisible unless you know exactly where to look. And the moment you recognize them, your relationships, your confidence, even the way you show up in life will change forever. I'm not here to make you feel guilty or ashamed. I'm here to make you powerful, aware, and unshakable. Most men chase the wrong signals. They're fooled by the laughter, the I'm fine, the playful teasing. But beneath that facade is a quiet struggle, a need that's often left unspoken. The first weakness you must understand is the need for emotional validation. Women crave it more than you realize. They want to feel seen, heard, understood. And when you fail to notice, dismiss, or misread it, frustration builds, and resentment can grow quietly like poison. You might think ignoring it is strength, but in reality, it's the fastest way to distance yourself from the person you care about most. Learning to recognize and respond to this need without losing your own grounding is the difference between being a man who attracts love versus one who constantly chases it. Then there's the hidden vulnerability of fear of rejection disguised as confidence. Some women appear untouchable, full of laughter and charm, but deep down, they're terrified of being hurt. That's why they test, they push boundaries, sometimes even provoke conflict. It's not malicious, it's protective. But if you can see it, if you understand the underlying fear rather than react defensively, you hold the key to building trust in ways most men never will. You start operating from strength while she begins to relax, exposing her true self only to you. Another thing most men overlook is the secret attachment to reassurance. Women want a partner who can hold the mirror up to their growth, who reflects stability and confidence without being overbearing. When you understand this, you stop wasting energy on pointless games. You stop arguing over small slights or feeling attacked when she tests your patience. Instead, you become the calm in the storm, the presence that reassures without words. And when you reach that level, you're not just dating smarter. You're connecting deeper than most men ever will. Finally, let's talk about the instinct to avoid discomfort. Women, like men, hate pain, but they often carry it in silence. Arguments, disappointments, or unmet expectations can linger silently, creating invisible tension. The moment you can sense this before it erupts, you move from being reactive to being the anchor, the steady force that makes her feel safe without losing your own strength. Awareness here is not manipulation. It's mastery of human connection, the kind that draws respect, trust, and attraction effortlessly. Every woman you meet has these vulnerabilities. They are subtle, often hidden under laughter, teasing, and strength. The men who succeed are the ones who notice, understand, and respond with precision, empathy, and confidence. The rest remain trapped, wondering why relationships fail, why connection feels fleeting. Today, I'm handing you the map most men never get. A way to navigate female psychology without games, without weakness, only clarity. By now, you're probably beginning to feel it. The weight of what most men miss. It's not about being smarter or richer. It's about understanding subtle truths that are hidden in plain sight. Let's dive into the next layer, the weaknesses women rarely admit, even to themselves. These are the patterns that can make or break your connection with them. The fifth weakness is the fear of being undervalued. Many women present themselves as independent, strong, even untouchable, but deep inside, they long to feel appreciated. A single genuine acknowledgement of effort, thoughtfulness, or emotional labor can trigger loyalty and closeness in ways that grand gestures never will. Yet, this is where many men stumble. They either assume she doesn't need reassurance, or they overcompensate with words that ring hollow. Understanding this balance is crucial. It's not about flattery, it's about recognizing her contributions, her worth, and showing it consistently without losing your masculine presence. The sixth weakness is the need for emotional storytelling. Women often communicate in stories, in feelings, not just facts. They drop hints, paint pictures of their days, their fears, and their dreams, expecting connection, not advice. Most men hear the surface, respond logically, and miss the real message entirely. When you learn to listen beneath the surface, to respond emotionally instead of rationally, you unlock a level of intimacy most men never experience. You're no longer just a companion. You become a confidant, a safe place where vulnerability doesn't threaten you. It strengthens the bond instead. The seventh is the pull between independence and intimacy. Many women are wired to crave closeness while simultaneously testing their freedom. This tension can confuse men, making them feel either rejected or unneeded. But here's the key. A man who understands this paradox doesn't chase, doesn't argue, doesn't shrink. He navigates it with calm presence. He provides intimacy without suffocating and independence without withdrawing. Master this, and you'll notice how her walls soften, how trust deepens, and how attraction becomes magnetic. The eighth weakness is the fear of being misunderstood. Women want to be known, truly seen, yet many fear judgment. When this fear is triggered, they guard their words, their feelings, their desires. A man who can sense this, who can provide non-judgmental validation, becomes someone rare, a partner they lean into, rather than someone they test or defend against. Your awareness of this subtle fear isn't about control, it's about connection. It's about showing up in a way that reassures without sacrificing your own strength. These vulnerabilities aren't flaws, they are truths. They are the pathways to understanding, to deeper connection, to attraction that doesn't fade. And most men will never see them. They'll continue guessing, reacting, losing time, losing trust, losing love. But you are different. You're listening, you're learning, you're stepping into knowledge that transforms ordinary interactions into powerful, lasting bonds. Every subtle need, every hidden fear, every silent longing is an opportunity. The men who recognize this aren't just dating, they're mastering the art of presence, attention, and emotional intelligence. The rest? They remain in the dark, wondering why relationships feel like battles rather than partnerships. If you're ready, I can craft section 3 next, which will dive even deeper into the most hidden weaknesses, building tension and giving the audience actionable insight while keeping it emotionally intense. Now, we're stepping into the territory most men will never even realize exists. This is where the invisible cracks become clear, and where the truth separates those who simply date from those who truly understand, who truly hold influence in a relationship. The ninth weakness is the craving for emotional security disguised as independence. Many women act fiercely independent, confident, unshakable. Yet beneath that armor is a deep need for safety, emotional, mental, and sometimes even physical. It's why she tests loyalty, watches for consistency, and measures your reactions in subtle ways. Men often mistake this for neediness or manipulation. The reality? It's an opportunity. When you provide security without controlling her, when you hold space for her fears without judgment, you become irreplaceable. She begins to let walls down, to trust in ways she never thought possible. Next is the sensitivity to inconsistencies in character and emotion. Women are often wired to detect patterns, not isolated actions. A missed call, a delayed response, a tone that doesn't match words. These small inconsistencies accumulate. And if ignored, they erode attraction slowly but surely. The men who understand this pay attention, not obsessively, not manipulatively, but intentionally. They maintain integrity, consistency, and emotional clarity. And what happens? Attraction deepens, respect solidifies, and connection becomes effortless. You aren't just present, you're reliable in a way that's profoundly magnetic. Then there's the fear of losing identity in love. A woman may desire closeness, intimacy, and partnership, but she often fears becoming dependent or losing herself. Many men misread this tension as rejection or aloofness. The truth is subtle. She's testing if you honor her individuality while still inviting her into your life. A man who sees this, who navigates it with respect and confidence, creates a dynamic where closeness doesn't threaten freedom and freedom doesn't dilute intimacy. It's rare. Most men never master it. Finally, the 10th weakness is the longing for unspoken affirmation. Women notice everything, your attention, your gestures, your energy. Yet they often won't ask directly for recognition. They watch for subtle acknowledgement, a simple nod of understanding, a word that validates her effort, a gesture that shows awareness. These have more power than grand declarations. Most men ignore this entirely, leaving potential relationships shallow, unfulfilled, or transactional. The man who notices becomes a presence of rare quality, a magnetic force that draws loyalty, trust, and desire without forcing it. These last weaknesses are the hidden currents beneath the surface of attraction. They're not flaws, they are pathways. Pathways that, if understood, give you clarity, influence, and a depth of connection most men only dream about. Every subtle fear, every silent desire, every hidden need is a clue, a key, a door. When you understand these, you stop guessing, stop reacting, stop chasing empty signals. You move from being a man who hopes for connection to a man who commands it through insight, presence, and understanding. And the best part? None of this requires manipulation or deceit. It's simply awareness, paired with emotional intelligence, delivered with confidence. By now, you're beginning to see the invisible patterns, the subtle signals that most men completely miss. And this is where knowledge transforms into power. Because understanding female psychology isn't just about winning dates or attention, it's about building connection, respect, and trust that lasts. The first truth in this final layer is emotional rhythm. Women operate on cycles of energy, emotion, and perception, often subtle, often unspoken. A woman may seem distant one moment, radiant the next, conflicted yet playful, detached yet longing. Men who interpret this literally or react impulsively miss the signal entirely. But the man who observes, adapts, and maintains calm presence becomes a constant she relies on. He becomes the stable force in her storm, the one who sees her fully without fear, without judgment. This isn't magic, it's awareness. Next is the power of selective vulnerability. Women are incredibly perceptive. They notice when a man shares truth without oversharing, when he reveals depth without seeking approval. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's a controlled, deliberate invitation to intimacy, and when wielded correctly, it unlocks trust and respect simultaneously. Many men overshare, misread signals, or hide entirely behind stoicism. The men who understand the balance, they create connection effortlessly. She begins to lean in, to reveal herself, to trust in ways she never has before. That is influence. That is attraction. Another hidden weakness is the tension between desire and fear. Women often want connection and closeness, but fear being hurt or losing independence. This internal push-pull creates tests, boundaries, and emotional probes. Most men take these personally. They react, argue, or withdraw. But a man who recognizes the pattern, who meets it with calm consistency, becomes an anchor. He doesn't chase. He doesn't manipulate. He simply understands, allowing desire to grow without triggering fear. And when that happens, the connection becomes magnetic, natural, inevitable. Finally, here's the ultimate truth, the unspoken need for acknowledgement of her inner world. Every thought, fear, hope, and dream she carries is a story waiting to be seen. Men who catch this, who respond with insight and presence, create a level of intimacy that feels rare, powerful, and unforgettable. Most men never get this far. They remain on the surface, stuck in misunderstandings, missed signals, and fleeting attention. But you are learning to read beneath the surface, to respond with intention, to hold space for her fully while staying rooted in your own strength. Now, here's what I want you to do. Think about all these truths, all these hidden needs, and ask yourself this. If attention plus understanding plus presence wasn't influence in her life, what's the number that represents your current mastery of these three? Drop your answer in the comments below. Be honest, reflect, share. If you found value in this, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this truth today. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge, that changes everything. Remember, understanding isn't about control. It's about presence, clarity, and creating connection that lasts. You've got the map now. It's your move.